A woman spends 6 months building the most incredible cosplay of her life. Then her ex's new girlfriend shows up wearing the exact same costume. What happened next left the entire friend group speechless. Stick around, because we've also got a story about a wedding guest who got brutally exposed and a family dinner that ended with someone getting completely cut off. She called me a slut in front of everyone, and she did it with a smile. Let me back up just a little. 8 months ago, my ex and I ended things mutually. No drama, no bitterness. We were mature about it, stayed in the same friend group, and life moved on. And honestly, life moved on really well for me. I started going to the gym, eating better, seeing a therapist. My friends noticed. I noticed. For the first time in a long time, I felt like myself again. Now here's the thing about me. I'm a nerd, and I own it completely. I play Dungeons and Dragons every week. I have an embarrassing number of hours logged in Stellaris, and I cosplay. I love it. For years, I stuck to characters that were mostly covered up. Full masks, long coats, nothing that showed much. But after months of feeling stronger and more confident, I decided to push myself. A friend and I spent 6 months building cosplays of Viper and Chamber from Valorant. 6 months of late nights, careful measurements, and every spare dollar we had. I was proud of it. 3 weeks before the convention, I posted a photo in the group chat asking for feedback on the final details. Normal thing to do. What wasn't normal was the DM I got immediately after from my ex, asking me, politely but firmly, not to wear that cosplay to the con, because it might make his new girlfriend uncomfortable. I asked him to explain what about it would make her uncomfortable. He refused to say. I told him I'd spent 6 months on this, and I wasn't going to scrap it because of a vague, unexplained request. He dropped it. I assumed that was the end of it. I didn't even know she was going to be at the con until that moment. But fine, I showed up, I wore the cosplay, and it was a genuinely amazing day. People loved it. Strangers asked for photos. I felt incredible. But every single time someone stopped to take a picture with me, she laughed. Not a friendly laugh. That sharp little laugh designed to make you feel small. She made comments under her breath all day. Nothing loud enough to directly confront, just enough to sting, and nobody in the group said a word. They all looked uncomfortable and stared at their shoes. I tried to brush it off. I kept my distance where I could. I told myself it wasn't worth the energy. And then we all sat down for dinner after, and one of our friends, genuinely just being kind, asked her if she'd ever want to try cosplaying herself. Her answer was, "Why would I need more attention from guys? I already have a boyfriend. I'm not a slut." She didn't look at anyone when she said it. She didn't have to. We all knew exactly who that was aimed at. And something in me just snapped. I looked right at her and told her to stop performing this whole act. Acting like confidence is something shameful, like getting attention makes someone less worthy of respect. I told her it wasn't a good look and it wasn't fooling anyone. She burst into tears immediately. My ex jumped in, demanding I apologize. I told him I would. The moment she apologized for the way she'd treated me all day, more people got pulled in. Voices rose. It escalated so fast and so loudly that we got kicked out of the restaurant. Well, that was 5 days ago. Now my ex is threatening to leave the friend group entirely unless I apologize to her, and some of my friends are asking me to just do it. Just say sorry, keep the peace, stop the fallout. Here's where I land on it. I don't think I humiliated her. I think I responded. There's a difference between tearing someone down unprovoked and finally refusing to sit quietly while someone disrespects you to your face. She spent an entire day making digs at me and then said something genuinely cruel in front of a table full of people. I pushed back. That's not humiliation. That's a consequence. Do I wish it hadn't blown up the way it did? Sure, but I'm not going to apologize for standing up for myself after hours of silent shots. And I'm especially not going to do it just to protect someone's place in a friend group they were never really part of to begin with. So here's what I want to know. If you'd been at that table when she said it, would you have stayed quiet? This next one broke my heart a little. I put down a $20,000 non-refundable deposit on a beachfront estate for my daughter Amy's wedding. We booked it 18 months out. It's the venue in our area. She's had it on her Pinterest board since high school. Then last month, my sister Carol found out her cheating ex-husband proposed to his mistress there. Posted engagement photos on that exact beach. the same spot where Amy's ceremony's planned. Carol is devastated, absolutely destroyed. She called me sobbing, begging me to change venues, said she can't stand there smiling for photos on that beach. And I get it. I genuinely feel sick for her. But $20,000 is gone the second I cancel. Save the dates are already out. Everything else is booked or triple the price. And Amy doesn't want to move. She said Mark has been out of our lives for 5 years. It's not her fault he ruined that place for Carol. Carol called Amy a spoiled brat who wouldn't understand real pain. Now Carol's skipping Thanksgiving. Half my family says I'm heartless. The other half says Carol doesn't get to hijack a wedding over her ex-husband's choices. I told Carol I can't lose $20,000 and crush my daughter's dream because Mark is trash. She said I'm choosing money over her mental health. Here's what I keep coming back to, though. Who actually created this problem? Was I wrong to hold the line? Here's one that'll make you shake your head. I throw a nice dinner party a few times a year for a tight group of friends. Same 5 people, 15 years of friendship every few months. This time I made filet mignon and lobster tails. Individual portions, cooked to each person's preference. Over $300 of food. You don't stretch that. So one friend shows up with his girlfriend. Never mentioned her, never asked. I'd never even heard of her before that moment. I stayed calm, pulled him aside, explained the situation. There's no extra filet, no extra lobster tail. These aren't dishes you just divide up. But I offered to heat up a frozen pizza or a frozen dinner so she wouldn't go hungry. I thought that was a reasonable solution. He exploded, accused me of not liking her, said I was trying to embarrass them both. Then they walked out. Here's the kicker. Another friend messaged me later that night. Turns out he and the girlfriend had been fighting before they even showed up. He was already on edge and looking for a reason to leave. So his outburst had nothing to do with me. I was just the convenient target. I planned a dinner for 5 people. I fed 5 people. I offered a solution to a problem I didn't create. Was I wrong to offer a frozen meal instead of cutting up a filet mignon? So there you have it. Now I want to hear from you. Was she completely in the wrong, or did he push her to that point? Drop your verdict in the comments below. If you enjoyed this one, hit like and subscribe so you never miss the next story.